What is an impulse buy? According to the internets, it is an unplanned decision to buy a product or service made just before the purchase. Exactly. To be fair, I've been staring at Future Motion's Onewheel XR for about 2 years now. Damn, this thing looks like a ton of fun. It also looks irresponsibly dangerous too, which makes it all the more attractive to me. Sure, I could have put all that money towards a 2 weeks all-expense family getaway to Hawaii, but no, I didn't. The ephemeral Canadian summer is here and I intend to milk every ounce of fun out of it as I can. Oh, it has arrived. What do you think, boy? Should I order the wheelchair right now or hold off on it? My name is Simon. I'm a French-Canadian adventurer, world traveler, and hardcore life enthusiast. I'm inviting you to tag along on this never-ending quest to experience the good, the great, and the tastiest bits of life. First of all, what the hell is a Onewheel, some of you might ask? Well, there's about 4,665 other channels dedicated to this thing, so I won't go into too much details. Short story is, inventor extraordinaire Kyle Dorkson got bored walking to work, so he did something about it. A few iterations in, early Kickstarter success story, and voila! The Onewheel is a self-balancing board, much like the segways of old overboards or those crazy-looking electric unicycles you see roam around. Key distinction is you ride the Onewheel sideways, much like you would a surf or a snowboard. The front foot pad has 2 sensors built into it. Your front foot must press simultaneously on both sensors for the Onewheel to engage. Then you just bring it to level, you lean towards the direction you want to go, and it just goes, man. It is very intuitive once you're up and going, but there is a certain learning curve before you get there. Onewheel XR from 0 to 0.5. This happens to be my first real-life encounter with a Onewheel. It is both bigger and heavier than I imagined, and now that I'm staring at it, I'm a little nervous about this, man. I mean, I have 0 practical experience riding any kind of boards except a paddleboard. Well, let's be honest here, if you can ride an escalator without falling on your ass, chances are you can paddleboard. Man, it feels like I'm about to ride a bull or something. 16 years of pro wrestling, 3 years of BJJ and judo, and now all of a sudden I'm afraid I'm gonna fall and shatter a hip or something. Jesus, am I getting this old already?
You know what? The only way I'm ever gonna get good at riding a bull is by riding a motherfucking bull. Let's go. Right, turn it on first.
Yeah, okay. Let's be smart about this. Protective gear on. Battery full charge. Parking lot mostly empty. Come on, folks, let me hear it. Back foot on the battery. Front foot on the dual sensors. And here we go. Okay. The board is self-balancing from side to side, but from heel to toes, that is all on you, baby. With my non-existent experience riding any kind of boards, I find the Onewheel extremely wobbly underfoot at first. I'm struggling with the heel to toe angle, but within a few minutes, I get it under control. Sort of. I'm using the art lines painted in the parking lot to get a better feel for how to turn. This is Quebec City's Fine Arts Museum parking lot, by the way. This is where the kids have been learning how to bike and how to scoot, so I figured this is good enough for me. I'm trying to gain a little bit more speed in the turns, and by doing that I got into what the cool kids call carving, better known as slalom for older gentlemen like me. I still look like C-3PO with a broomstick up his ass while I do it. How rude! But hey, practice makes perfect. Yeah, baby. With only a handful of hours spent over the last 2 days, I'm thinking that, yeah, perhaps I could become good at this thing. I certainly want to. Good night, buddy. Big day tomorrow.
You have no idea.
Okay, day 3 seems like a reasonable time to take the Onewheel out into the world and start cruising about. By the way, I have officially christened this ride Wheel E Coyote in the Onewheel app. In no small parts because I live atop a whole bunch of dangerous cliffs over which I expect to die over and over and over again. I think it's a good name. What would you call your own Onewheel? Or better yet, if you do own one, what did you call it? I want to know. Let me know in the comments below. I am genuinely curious about this. There's got to be some cool names out there. What was I talking about? Right, cruising. Before I can muster enough balls to start dodging traffic, I'm taking this thing to the Plains of Abraham, Quebec City's historical battlefield park where the French notoriously lost control over the New World to the British Crown some 250 odd years ago. Man, has the French ever won any wars like ever? I'm just playing, friends. You know I love you.
Il m'a fait peur, chef.
What was I talking about? Right, cruising. The plains offer plenty of closed roadways with little to no traffic, lots of curves, lots of inclines, a bunch of hidden dirt trails, and sprawling fields of grass for me to ride on. Dude, the torque generated by this big-ass wheel makes off-roading no problem at all. And this is fantastic training. I'm learning to loosen up and let the board do its thing. All the bumps, rocks, roots, branches, you simply ride it out, dude. Riding a stock Onewheel when it's wet outside is also an interesting challenge. The grip tape becomes slippery, pebbles, leaves, and mud all flies up your leg and into your crotch. Yeah, no. Swamp crack is not a good look. Don't let that deter you though. Onewheel sells a whole bunch of fenders and other accessories to upgrade, well, pretty much every part of your Onewheel. I happen to own the carbon fender right here. That would protect me from all that grime. I just have to put it on there. Actually, I own a whole bunch of upgrades that I have not installed yet. New set of bumpers, official rail guards. I know, Willie's all scratched up, but that was always going to happen. Come on, man. And then there's an entire universe of third-party makers just pumping out cool ideas. Things like upgraded Cushnug foot pad. Instead of being made out of wood, this one is made out of urethane. So it has a little bit of a flex to it. It is softer on the heels. Supposedly this is real good to fight against foot fatigue, which is definitely a thing. Or the self-lubricating float plates. Ideal for grinding rails and do a whole lot of stuff that I'm not even gonna attempt yet. And if you're wondering why, oh why, haven't I put any of this on good old Willie so far? Well, the reason is I wanted to be a half-decent rider before kind of pimping up my ride, you know? There's nothing more pathetic than a dude driving a Ferrari that he doesn't know how to park. We are coming up on week 3 and I know in my heart of heart that I'm not there yet. I'm definitely getting better, but still, every now and again, good old Willie will slip from under me and tumble down the pavement, getting a few more battle scars. Whoops. Damn. You okay, man? Listen, I can sit around here and talk about it all day, but there's really only one way to know whether or not I'm worthy of all these upgrades, and that is by taking Willie out there in the beautiful summer streets of Quebec City. What the marketing geniuses from Future Motion say is true. The Onewheel is a boredom destruction machine. It is straight up impossible to go on a short ride with this thing. Somehow, some way, it'll trick you into taking the long way around. Down alleyways, through sketchy trails, up a steep incline, boardwalks, gravel, fine sand, cobblestone, it doesn't matter. The Onewheel can do it all. Sure, I was a little intimidated at first, but I did the right thing. I spent a lot of time in a parking lot just learning the ropes, getting a feel for it, learning to brake, learning to turn, learning to ride out the wobbles, and build some super sexy calf muscles in the process. Then there's my good buddy Chuck, who, after suffering me talking his ears off about the Onewheel, went ahead and got himself a Onewheel Pint, the newer, smaller, and more affordable Onewheel model out there. Both of us being working dads, we don't get to hang out that often. So every now and again, we get together and we cruise around at night. It's a beautiful sight, y'all. It's like Batman and Robin cruising around the city solving crimes, except that we're not solving crimes, and both of us are Burkhart's Robin.
Holy crimson skies of death!
Spot on. Final thoughts. Ladies and gentlemen, here we stand. A full month, actually more than a month, I lost count. No surprise if I tell you this, but the Onewheel XR is a fantastic piece of hardware.
Is it worth the cost?
Yes, it is super expensive, but it's a premium price for an absolute premium product. It's engineered and made in the US. There's no cheap Chinese parts. Your batteries are not gonna burst into fire while you charge it at night. It's just not gonna happen.
Okay, what about this idea that they're gonna refresh the XR soon?
I personally got swept up into a whole bunch of discussion about the future of Onewheel, and so why would you purchase an XR when they're just about to refresh it, but they never do, or will they, won't they, who knows? All that time I spent online reading about it and holding off, just wait one more week or one more month, or let's see what happens in September and December and January and March, and all that time I could have been riding a goddamn Onewheel XR, and I'm never getting that time back.
Sure, but what if they do refresh it?
If push comes to shove, you just sell your brand new XR that is just 2 weeks old to some 15-year-old kid that doesn't have the kind of dough that you have, and then you just upgrade. Or better yet, you do what I plan to do, which is to say, I'm gonna keep Willie over here, I'm gonna tinker the hell out of every piece of this Onewheel, so I get a kind of a Frankenstein monster of all the cool gadgets out there, and then I'm most likely going to purchase whatever new XR model comes next. If the Onewheel seems cool to you, if you are thinking about it real hard, Simon says you get a Onewheel. How you doing, Willie?
Fantastic.
Yeah? And we are done! I apologize. I'm just gushing about this thing. It's just the greatest thing ever. I just gotta find a way to kind of bottle up that love and channel it through some creative avenues.
C'est bien sûr un très bon film. Merci.
I can tell you like that one. You liked it. If you did, please consider helping a brother out. Just press that like button. It's just one click away. I know every goddamn YouTuber on the surface of the earth, and probably Mars at this point, are telling you to press the like button. But this is what the algorithm master race wants. That's what it needs. I generally only get 1 person out of 10 clicking that like button. But the analytics tells me that most of you are watching these videos to completion, which means that you like them. Go on, show some love. Oh, you did! Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. because it happens to all of us.